my review of Legends of Tomorrow, Episode 1. So, maybe some of you don't know, maybe some of you do know, okay? But Legends of Tomorrow actually came out of both Flash and Arrow. And it started out as a mini-series, only supposed to go to 13 episodes. So who knows? This may be just a mini-series that'll crash and burn, or this will be the next DC show that we look forward to every week, you know? And let me start this review by saying that through watching this episode, we really get this good balance and this good feel of both Arrow and Flash. We get this kind of light, quirky, kind of happy side from Flash, and yet we have that kind of darker presence still kind of a little bit from one half of the team. And it's this really good like buddy cop type mix of like chaos, time travel, and yet we have like these two sides of the team, and we see this in the first episode. There's like the Firestorm, Atom, White Canary, the Hawks. I'm going to call them the Hawks because you got Hawkman and Hawkgirl. And you've got like their side of things, which is about the mission, about getting things done, and about doing things. Oh, no, I take that back. White Canary wasn't on that side. I'll get to that in a second. But and we have Professor Stein. Then on the other side of things, we got to have like the troublemakers. You know, you got Captain Cold, Heatwave, White Canary. Sorry for that. White Canary. And they seem to be like the troublemakers of the group. And then in the midst of all this, you've got Jefferson Jackson, part of Firestorm, that's in most of the episode just kind of on the ship. So let's start from the beginning, okay? Warning. If you haven't watched the episode yet, there are going to be major spoilers. So if you haven't seen it, turn off now. Okay? Still there? Let's keep going. Okay. So the episode starts out with us meeting all the characters in their respective places. You know, and especially they introduce the Time Masters. And the fact that Rip is going out of his way to recruit this team to stop Vandal Savage. And against their wishes, he goes about doing this. So we meet Ray dealing with microscopic problems with Arrow, which was really cool to see Green Arrow actually in this episode. So we got him dealing with that, and then Laurel and Sarah doing this training, like sisterly time, in which Laurel gives her the name White Canary, which that was a real good moment in the episode. I wasn't like super geeked about it, but it was like just one of those good proud moments, you know, like, you know, it was a good send-off for her, you know. Jefferson Jackson and Professor Stein, they're still dealing because they've just gotten together. They've just gotten to a point where them as a team, you know, this is all still new to them. It's not like old Firestorm where they had some time to get to know each other. They're still pretty new to things. And then we've got the Hawks, which dealing with good old marital bliss, you know, and Rip gets all of them together. And this whole, you know, Legends of Tomorrow, you guys aren't going to be heroes or villains, you guys are going to be legends. So they go back in time to stop Vandal Savage. And in order to stop Vandal Savage, they have to go back in time and find this historian back in the 70s who, as we find out in this episode, is Hawkman and Hawkgirl son. Like, mind blown. So the team gets there, and like I said, both sides of the team kind of break off and do their own thing. You know, they got the troublemakers that go to the bar and start that fight in the bar, which was hilarious. And then you got the other part of the team that's pro-mission, and I really like the mix of the two. I think it's a really good mix for the show. I think it's different from Flash and Arrow, but yet at the same time, it's still similar to Flash and Arrow. And it's really exciting to see how it's different and yet how it's the same. And especially, I think the funniest moment in the whole episode, and I've been kind of saving this, is when Victor Garber, Dr. Stein, he actually drugs. He drugs Jefferson Jackson. And he's just on board. Like, he had put something in his drink to get him to go along. And at one point in the episode, we find out that this team was not brought together because they're legends, but they were brought together because Rip Hunter needed a team, and these were people that would not disrupt the flow of time because of their insignificance. And at the same time, when Kronos shows up and starts shooting at the ship, and they fight him off, it shows that in a tight squeeze, that this team can really come together and really perform when need be. So, I think that was one of the most powerful parts of the episode, was the fact that during all this chaos, that they come together and form this team. And instead of backing away and being like, you know what, this guy lied to us, like, we're stuck in time, and, we should just go home and just hang it up. No, they say, you know what, we're going to define our destinies, we're going to change things, and, we're going to go after Vandal Savage. And especially after they find the historian, and he gets shot, and later in the episode he ends up dying, it forces the team to come together. And I was really, really surprised. I mean, I knew Legends of Tomorrow was going to be good, but I think it's an unusual type of epic, an unusual type of show that I think is really going to do good in the long run. And I was really happy with all the characters and the witty back and forth banter, and then the comedy, and I was really, really impressed with it. So I give the overall episode, for the first episode, I give it a solid 10, because it had drama, it had sadness, it had this really call to action, bringing everyone together, and yet at the same time, there was these funny and yet epic moments. So I really loved the episode. I thought it was really good, a really great way to start it, and I can't wait to see next week's episode. So, like, share, subscribe. Thanks for watching my video. I'm Spike Von Shadow. I will see you next week.